join Matt Hennenberg and Clay Meyer for Coach's Corner, heard every Wednesday night live from Barge's Pizza, brought to you by these amazing sponsors: Barge's Pizza, Shelter Insurance, Bill Grant Ford, McCarthy Drilling, Diana Andrews, State Farm Insurance, CNC Farm and Home Supply, Animal Care Clinic, Mid-Missouri Bank, HMI Fireplace, MD Lux, and Grand Missouri Bank. Now let's join Matt and Clay live from Barge's Pizza.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Barge's Pizza on South Main Street, just off the Bolivar Square. It is the Coach's Corner, and we are just right across from Polk County Jail. A lot of places you've been, Clay. We won't talk about Sutton.
Hang on, some people don't know I used to work. Who I work for.
So this is our maiden voyage here on the Coach's Corner. We haven't had a coach's show for about 15 years. I'm glad to have it back. I'm going to introduce everybody going clockwise. We have Clay Meyer, Coach Robert Clardy, Matt Hennenberg, myself, and Mr. Sutton Medley. And just looking forward to this, guys, each week, and glad to have it back in here. So we ought to have a good time and get some good pizza down here at Barge. Just want to thank Mike and the crew for having us down here, and we're going to get some pizza coming out to get a look at that. We'll tell you how it tastes as well. So first of all, Coach Clardy, big transition from you, no stranger to the neighborhood, but moving from the hill over to the east side of the town, and tell us a little bit about that transition.
Yeah, it was about as smooth as you could probably expect it would be, going to accepting a job in the same town and knowing a lot of the same people within the Bolivar School District, and the great people that are already there made that transition even better for me. And I was just ready for a change in the coaching profession, and I couldn't be more excited with that move and how that's been so far. And yeah, it's nice, not especially in our profession, not having to pick your family up and move them across the country, and that happens a lot in our profession. But to be able to stay here in town, and kids stay within the same school district and all the same friends and the same teams that they're playing sports with, there's just that familiarity there, and it's been a great transition so far.
You grew up in Marshfield, graduated from there, came and played at SBU. You never left, did you? Did you have a little gap? I thought that was right.
I got here in 2003. I've now lived here in Bolivar more than I've lived in Marshfield. There was a few years there where I was in that transition phase of I was still staying on the sidelines trying to decide which side of the field I wanted to go to. And Tony Berry would come out and drag me to the Bolivar side. And, it's always been a great rivalry between those two ever since I was playing in high school. But Bolivar is my home, and it has been now for the last 20 years. So,
well, I'm so old, I remember calling the games that you played in. So Sutton probably does too. But he wasn't here, and we're all transfers too, and it's a great place to raise a family and live, and that's why we're all here. But philosophy-wise, coaching, is it much different? And I mean, I know you're not recruiting kids. I think you are, because I saw we have several more kids on the roster. You're recruiting the hallway, not the nation. But philosophy any different, or how you coach?
No, there's differences. There's a lot of similarities, though, in terms of it just being football, and the X's and O's and the playbooks, the expectations, and how fast you install stuff may change a little bit. For me, it was really just getting to the high school in the spring and start subbing and getting to know the kids in the high school, getting to know the kids in the weight room, how they work, and get to see the seniors or the juniors, my seniors now, and how they approach the weight room and their work ethic. But also start to build those relationships with kids that I think maybe should be playing football that weren't. And I think that really put us in a position to where those kids felt comfortable and want to come out because of just the excitement we're trying to create as a whole staff, as a culture. So yeah, not recruiting the country, but still recruiting the hallways. I mean, today in between classes, I'm walking to my weights class back to the gym, and I'm taking a football with me. I'm tossing it to kids. I was like, I just want to see if you can catch the ball, man. Like, it's just always recruiting, but also just trying to put a smile on their face and just trying to create that environment that they want to be a part of it. If they don't play it, but maybe they want to go out and support it and go out and support their team, the family, the Liberators, and just try and create that culture where they feel like they're a part of it as well in the football program.
I remember probably 20 years ago, the AD at the Springfield School said we have to hire coaches that are kid magnets. You got to have that. It's not old school. And Clay, I mean, can you imagine Pete Atkins? If you ain't playing football, he probably didn't recruit you. He probably called you a few choice names.
There's no question about that.
Things have changed.
So that is part of the gig.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, too, that we've tried to establish as a staff that we got to love them up first, because once we love them up and they understand our expectations, then we can get on them, and then we can build that tough love relationship with them because they understand where we're coming from. And then we can kind of raise our expectation level, our standards daily with them, but they know that we're invested in them as people first, not just the football player. And try and start that this summer. We had a great turnout for summer weights, and it's just really carried over through all of our workouts on the field as well.
We got to get in a little bit of advertising here. Clay, why don't you tell us who our fine sponsors here are on the Coach's Corner?
You have missed, or you mentioned rather, Barge's Pizzas right off the get-go. Mike and Jillian Scott doing a fantastic job down here, new ownership down here, and just tremendous business. Shelter Insurance is on board again on the sidelines with us. Bill Graham Ford, McCarthy Drilling, Guyana Andrews with their State Farm Insurance. Want to thank all of them. CNC Farm and Home Supply, the Animal Care Clinic, Mid-Missouri Bank, HMI Fireplace, MD Lux, and new bank in town, Grand Missouri Bank. So I'd like to thank all those sponsors. This wouldn't be possible without you all, and we're really appreciative of you.
All right, we're going to talk a little bit, and having been from Southwest Missouri, you're pretty familiar with most of the schools. I mean, you probably didn't play Hillcrest and Parkview when you were at Marshfield, but we're in the Ozark Mountain Conference now. We do get a conference. That's a good deal. We traveled a lot of miles for a few years trying to find a game. But talk a little bit about your conference and the conference schedule.
Yeah, and the great thing, too, coming from where I was at is I already know a lot of those coaches and kind of understand not necessarily how they run their program, but just the great coaches that we have in Southwest Missouri, the great coaches that we have in this conference, and even out of conference with Osage, and just the staff that Coach Jolly has and the hard work that they do there. And so the conference is a great one. It's changed so much over the years that sometimes it's tough to remember who you're playing on a year-to-year basis, and I get that. But we feel like this is a great home for us as a conference, the Ozark Mountain Conference, and we know every single week it's going to be a challenge for us, and not just because the level of play, but again the coaching that we're going to see on a weekly basis. And I know what kind of talent they have, and it's always going to change year to year at the high school level, and depending on if you got bigs or if they got more skill guys coming through. And but the coaches do a great job adapting game plans or season playbooks based on what they've got. And so we knew whenever I took over, it was going to be a challenge every single year in this conference. We got a lot of great football teams, and we opened up with one of the best ones in conference in Branson. So it's going to be a tough challenge for us, but our guys are ready for that.
And Branson pretty much ran away with the conference last year.
In watching last year, we looked, and the school size plays a big part in that, and they have, if you look at their student enrollment versus Bolivar student enrollment, it's basically they have an extra class in their high school than what we do, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, and another class for them. So it's not going to be unusual or surprise that they did run away with that last year, and they're going to be good again this year. No question about it, just because of the sheer numbers they're at. But we've already talked about that. You're doing a good job of getting some of these out, and from this level all the way down through the younger years too. So
yeah, if you look at all the smaller schools in the area that have great cultures and great consistency year to year, their roster numbers don't really struggle. I mean, they've got consistency there just because you look at the Lamars and Cassvilles. I mean, Cassville was here for the Jamboree the other day, and they've got 76 kids out this year. And it's just a culture that we're trying to set, and we're trying to do a lot of the same things here. We know that the tradition is there. We know that the love for the game is still there. We just got to go out and find the kids and bring it out of them and get those kids to come back out. It starts at third grade all the way up. It's not just the halls of the high school. So it's a process. but it's one I'm really looking forward to.
And that's another place where you might have an advantage. Your son's here. You've been coaching him some. Have you had that opportunity? I know you're going to know all the kids that play with him.
Only time I've been able to coach him is flag football. So at that time, they don't know anything but run right, run left, and hand it off to them, and then scramble around. But I'm looking forward to it because on Saturdays I've always been coaching. I've only been able to watch him play one game the last 2 years of tackle football, and I'm tired of getting videos of every single play that he makes, and I'm excited to watch that. But I'm also like you had mentioned, developing that it starts all the way at those third graders. I know a lot of those kids. I know the fourth grade coaches really well, the fifth grade coaches, the sixth grade coaches. We've all known each other for years, so they're all trying to incorporate what we're doing in their programs, and it's just been outstanding to see that, and the buy-in from the kids too, the excitement whenever our coaches go to their practices, and we can't wait to be on the sideline on Saturdays to help support them as well.
And speaking of the schedule, we open with Osage on Friday night, and then we have Harrisonville here at home. Nice not to have to make that trip up there. Yep. And then conference opener, Branson. We will travel down to Branson, and we've had some memorable trips Sutton down to Branson.
Yes, we have. Down at the pirate ship.
Down at a hurricane. We've had all kinds of stuff happen to us at Branson, and that's kind of going to set the tone, that game, about who's going to control the conference, I think.
Yeah, I know they had a lot of seniors last year, but they're Branson. They're going to reload. They're the consistency you expect, plus just their staff. I mean, whenever they're going out and recruiting, you could just see how the buy-in from their strength and conditioning program all the way through their whole staff and how they run things. He does a great job.
Coach Hafner has a Bolivar tie as well. Yep. His stepdad was Wayne Haynes, the coach here at SBU. Chad DuPay is down there. Yep. He went to school here at SBU and coached. He's a good coach as well, and they do have a good program. Then we have Parkview here at home. And then we go to Marshfield, and that's always a rivalry game. That'll be a good one. Probably a little extra juice.
Makes it a little bigger this year.
We used to have that juice because we had Coach Potts and Coach Randolph. That was good. Yep. And
I was a part of that when I was a player.
So, now we got a little more juice to that Marshfield game.
Yeah, and Cody, Coach Bull there at Marshfield, me and him were college teammates here at SBU. So we've known each other for a long time, and so neither one of us want to lose that game for a lot of different reasons. But he's another one that's a great coach, great mentor to those guys at Marshfield, and he does a great job there.
And then we have West Plains coming to Bolivar, the Zizzers. That's always a good contest as well. It seems like one team totally dominates the other team. There's never like a close game. They either beat us to death or we beat them to death, and but it's become quite the rivalry as well.
Yeah, and everything I've seen and heard is it's extremely physical, no matter what, no matter no matter the record, no matter the record of either team. It's going to be the most physical game that they play all season, and our players said they really feel that one on Saturdays. So you want to hope to come out on top, so it makes it feel a little bit better.
It's usually also the most penalized game.
Without a doubt.
I bet.
And it's homecoming.
Sometimes the physicality gets a little bit extracurricular.
Yeah, it gets across the sidelines from time to time. We've noticed.
So that's actually going to be our homecoming game too this year too on the 3rd of October. So
okay,
there we go.
Then we host Hillcrest from just down in Springfield. And that's become a good rivalry over the last 15 or 20 years as well. And then we make the long trip to Carl Junction. And then we finish up with at Log Rock, and that's another good rivalry with the Liberators and the Wildcats of Logan Rogersville. So that's our schedule for the season. It ought to be a good one. And we got about 2 minutes till the break. Tell us a little bit about your coaching staff. Did all the guys stay?
Yeah, I mean, with obviously Coach LaSalle, but the rest of the staff, all those guys, whenever I took the job, I met with every single one of them one-on-one, and just to find out, what they want to see from the Liberator program moving forward, who's the guys that we can really count on within the roster, and really just find out what everybody's strengths are. I got all those guys to stay back. I could not be more happy with the staff that we have of just men, not just coaches, but men and husbands and fathers and great role models for our players. And then I brought one coach with me over from SBU, Logan Claiborne, who's done a great job with our quarterbacks and as an offensive coordinator, and really kind of helped take a little bit off my plate where I can help on special teams more and take that off of the rest of the coaches. So really, it's a great staff, great dynamic. Everybody has their strengths, and we're able to put them in the position to go out and just coach their guys.
And you added a couple of ex-Liberators in Cale McCullough and Andrew Bunn.
Yep.
And those guys are quality guys. We know that from when they played for the Liberators.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting that young, just eager talent that wants to go out. Some of those guys were with me at SBU as well, as players or student assistants, and brought over Eli Kirby as well. He's been helping me the last 2 years over at SBU. He helped us with our special teams on the sidelines last year on game days and did a great job with that. So there's some consistency there, and guys understanding my expectations, but the rest of the staff has just really stepped up, and I could not be happier with where we are right now as a football program in terms of the staff.
All right, we're going to send it back to the studio to pay some bills, and we'll be back and talk about the offense for the 2025 season. You're watching and listening to the Coach's Corner on Ozark Mo Sports Zone and Your Country 99.
Is anything better than a hot, cheesy slice of pizza fresh out of the oven? Barge's Pizza in Bolivar believes great pizza is meant to be shared. Grabbing lunch with coworkers, feeding the whole family, or surprising a neighbor just because. There's one golden rule. Be nice. Is anything better than a hot, cheesy slice of pizza fresh out of the oven? Barge's Pizza in Bolivar believes great pizza is meant to be shared. Grabbing lunch with coworkers, feeding the whole family, or surprising a neighbor just because. There's one golden rule. Be nice. Share a slice. Bubbling pepperoni to fresh margarita with mozzarella, basil, and fine ripened tomatoes. Every bite's made with love and meant to be shared. Make someone's day delicious. In Bolivar, south of the square on Main Street. Barge's Pizza.
At Animal Care Clinic, they're not just another veterinary clinic. They're your pet's best friend. Their team, led by Doctors Levin and Lindsay Roten, offer top-notch care for all animals, big and small. From intensive care and checkups to pet supplies and grooming, they've got it covered. Keep your furry friend healthy and happy. Schedule an appointment today at animalcarebolivar.com. That's animalcarebolivar.com. Animal Care Clinic. Their name says it all.
Mr. Google wants you to think you can fix your car on the internet. If you can just figure out what's wrong without talking to those greedy dealers, you'll save lots of money. At Bill Grant Ford, our appointment book fills every week with people who started on Google. And you might be surprised to know the labor rate in our shop is not the highest in town. What we can do for you is bring experience and training to a world filled with internet noise. We encourage you to be informed when it comes to maintaining your vehicle. And when your vehicle starts asking for help, see why it's better in Bolivar at Bill Grant Ford.
The Answer Man at C&C Farm and Home in Bolivar and Lebanon has the answers for back-to-school clothing. Like a large selection of jeans by Levi's, Wrangler, and Ariat. Plus, C&C has 16-inch oscillating fans, barrel fans, hoses, and sprinklers, too. And C&C has the answers on what you need to recoat and repair your driveway before winter.
Hi, this is Donald with C&C Farm and Home Supply in Bolivar and Lebanon. If you have questions, we have the answers.
Are we on?
Did you say go?
Oh, we must be back. Welcome back. We had a little interruption from the studio. We're back with the Coach's Corner here live from Barge's Pizza on South Main Street, just off the Bolivar Square. And we have Coach Clardy, Clay Meyer, myself, and Sutton Medley. And let's talk a little bit about your 2025 offense. Changes from last year, personnel. You just kind of fill us in what we can expect out of Liberators offensively.
So I've run the same offense now for years at SBU, and we've been able to just recruit guys to fit into our offense. And for moving over, it's really just trying to find out what we've got and what we had in the spring, because we could use those couple hours a week to install, and that was my opportunity to really see what we had. What strengths we could take advantage of and what we needed to work on, but also just our roster and what strengths we could take advantage of there in terms of personnel. And so there's going to be a lot of similarities. Really, our identity as an offense of tempo and trying to make a defense cover all 53 1/3 sideline to sideline, but really attack the field vertically as well. And just try and make them, once they make a mistake, we got to take advantage of it and really teaching the quarterbacks that. So from a philosophy standpoint, a lot of that stuff is similar, but it was really just adapting what we did before and kind of figuring out the pace that we can install that. But Coach Claybo's done an outstanding job with that, and the guys have really picked up a lot quicker than we had really anticipated, and it's really let us expand our offense a lot more than we thought we were going to, especially going into week 1.
And personnel, what can we expect Friday night as far as starters and key people that may not start but are be coming in?
Yeah, so some consistency there at the quarterback position. You really that was important too. Anytime someone takes over a position, you'd love for that to be the group that you have some consistency there. And Chapel Banner started most of the year last year. I don't think he started the first game, but then they marched him out there week 2, and he didn't look back. He was extremely efficient in Southwest Missouri amongst all quarterbacks. Just a great leader, great hard worker. I don't think anybody's going to outwork him off the field. So he does a great job leading the offense and has really done a great job ever dating back to last spring. I don't think he's missed a single thing that we have, from a film session to on-field work to anything. He's done a great job with that. So he's done a great job there. And then Blaine Ruth has come in as another quarterback, a freshman, and really kind of surprised us because we knew what he could do watching him through middle school, and knew he had a lot of talent, and he's come in and done a great job as well. So that's kind of the quarterback position. At running back, we got some consistency there too with Cyrus coming back. He did a great job for us. Obviously, losing a lot of production with Gardner Casey last year. Very efficient running back and just athlete for our offense. A lot of the total yardage of the season. But Cyrus did a great job. Whenever I took over, watching film on him to see what he can do. And he's really come along and done some great things for us. And also behind him, we got a freshman that's really stepped up and played for us in the Jamboree and possibly going to get on the field for us this year. Colt Hill done an outstanding job there. And then receiver-wise is where we really wanted to go out and just continue to add depth, because at where we're at right now, guys are having to play on both sides of the ball. So receivers are having to go right back on the field and play defense. They're having to stay on the field with special teams. So really wanted to try and add as much depth as we could at those positions. We've gotten a lot of receivers to come out and play, and getting guys from the baseball team. Darren does a great job supporting us. Guys coming out from the basketball team. Coach Hoyt does a great job supporting us and really encouraging those guys to be multi-sport athletes and just understanding that that's going to just make them a better athlete in general, and really encouraging that. And so we got some of those basketball players, baseball players to come out and help us out at receiver. And like I said, it just adds overall depth across all different positions on both sides of the ball, but really allows us to do a lot more offensively by moving those guys around and putting them in different positions, but also keeping some consistency there with the quarterbacks and knowing who's going to be on the field for him whenever he's out there. And so Paul Bliss has really stepped on, done a great job for us coming out from the basketball team. Braden Long has done a great job. He's baseball player and has played in the past, but really got back out there, and it just showed his athleticism and what he can do, just how dynamic he is as a receiver. Lucas Polk as our tight end. Why? The great thing about Lucas is that we can line him up as a tight end. He's physical enough, he's big enough that he can do stuff in the box. We can attach him to the offensive line as a tight end, inline tight end. We can split him out, have him run routes as a receiver because he's athletic enough to do all of that as well. So I think what he does on the basketball court really helped him be that dynamic as a receiver, but also his size and physical size that he brings to the position really allows us to do just a lot more with him. So extremely dynamic. And then out on the outside, we've got Evan Mortensen and Evan Nichols that have really stepped up and done a great job for us out at receiver. Just electric guys, and they all fit the mold of exactly what we tried to recruit for at SBU. They really fit the mold of what we're looking for the attributes that those guys are going to bring to the table. So really excited to see those guys go out and play against somebody else. But I think the strength of our offense and what really gets us going is our offensive line, which you got to have that. I mean, we got to be able to run the football to have success, to be able to throw the ball. And it all starts up front with Owen McCullough. I mean, one of the best in the business, one of the best in Southwest Missouri. And he's done a great job. He was the first one that every coach told me about. Hey, who can we follow into battle? When we face adversity, who's the guy that we can expect to step up? And it's Owen. And he's obviously a coach's kid. He's got extremely high football intelligence as well. Just a great knowledge of the game, but his work ethic in the weight room, his work ethic and everything that he does, it really is just reverberated throughout the rest of that offensive line room, and it really impacts our whole team. And then also everybody else up front on the offensive line, you got Logan Bunn, who stepped up trying a new position, plays middle linebacker for us, but he's undersized as offensive lineman, but he's tough and he's strong as heck, and he's going to go out there and do everything he can to protect the blind side for Chap. And then center and guard and right tackle on the other side, you got Aiden Essery, Sam Harless, you got Milo Griffin, you got Braden Campbell. You got a bunch of guys that can add some depth to behind them. It just really allows Coach McCullough back there to plug in somebody else and know that we're not going to skip a beat. So there's consistency there in the run game, which we need to get us going. It just opens up everything else for us, and it always has in our offense. And Coach Claybo's having a heck of a time. He's having a lot of fun calling plays out there offensively, just because of the different things that the offensive line brings. But then you add Lucas to that as a tight end, Chap's knowledge of the game and how much time he puts in, and just the work ethic of all those guys. And it's now the wide receivers can just go out and play. They got to be physical. They got to block. Otherwise, they're not going to step on the field. But they've been doing that, and they've done a great job. And then whenever the ball comes their way, they step up and make a play.
We were very entertained watching Bliss and Polk play up about the 10-foot level a lot too. Yeah, and the ball being up there to meet them. Yep. That's going to be quite a weapon.
Yeah, and they for Paul to come out in our team camp, our SBU team camp, he caught his first pass on a hitch route, and he turned. And instead of trying to spin outside and just use speed and try and get to that, he turned and found somebody and ran at him full speed just to hit somebody for the first time. I was like, dude, why you could have split him, you could have juked, you could have done something. He's like, I just wanted to hit somebody. I was like, I get it.
That's good.
So yeah, I was
what
like,
you want in a football player.
I like that mentality myself.
You know my rule: juke one, split two. We don't try and just run at one guy. So use that out. But once he got that out of the way, then he started making big plays down the field. Had several long touchdowns. And did what we expect him to do, like you see on the basketball court. He can go up and make plays.
He can.
And that's and Chap's just got to give him a great opportunity to make the play. They were working this summer on their own over at SBU, going out there. I think I got a phone call that they were going into the stadium pretty late at night, just using the security lights as lights to get on the field. But no, the work ethic is really starting to show, and the time that they put in on their own is really starting to show in those big moments. And we had a couple missed opportunities in the Jamboree the other night where, I mean, it's 1 foot from being a touchdown or 6 inches from him getting a toe tap touchdown. Those are just plays that come with more reps and come with more consistency, and just the more that they can do that, the more we're going to be able to see them be successful on a Friday night.
Well, historically, the Liberators have had really good offensive lines, and we've had some really big offensive lines. Yep. This offensive line, not so big, but they are. I was impressed in the Jamboree. They're tenacious, and they were taking on Willard was huge. Yeah. And, and also most of the time, McCullough would be one of the premier linemen, but you got 3 guys, 2 at Nixa. This is the number 1 recruit in the nation. Yeah. But I'd take him toe for toe with anybody. He's
tough to block. You can't. I mean, even when he's on defensive line, you can't block him. I mean, it's going to take 2 or 3 guys, and that just opens up opportunities for everybody else. And those guys are undersized, but I'll take those guys over anybody. Those guys are some of the toughest dudes I've ever coached, and they want to do great no matter if they're undersized or not. They want to go out and just prove themselves, and you will not see one of them walking the halls or walking into school without the other one right next to them. That offensive line, they're so tight. They do everything together. They are all in my weights class together, even if they're not in my weights and they have a senior prep. That kid's probably in my weights class with them just because he wants to be around them. And it just shows in everything that they do. And that brotherhood that they've created up front it's important on Friday nights whenever we face adversity. How are they going to come together? And
Absolutely.
you know that they love each other and that they're going to play and give everything they got for each other. So that is what we built around, is that, and that's kind of showing through everybody else in our program.
We got about 2 more minutes to the commercial break. What about a kicker?
Oh, man, that's been the question. So
didn't get any soccer players to come out.
You know, we had that conversation earlier
my
today.
first thing was understanding boundaries of what not to do, not to step on other coaches' toes and try, especially in season. So that was something I reached out to Coach Ingold, like, hey, you got some guys that would be willing to do that. We would love to entertain that. And we've got their goalie has come out, Wyatt Biles, senior. He's been out to practice the last couple weeks, has done a great job for not having a whole lot of experience, but he kicks on his own. He just kind of found it as a hobby. But then punting also from a goalie position, it's something consistent for him, and he's really enjoyed that. He's done a great job. I think the first day he came out, he was kicking on the far end. I just told all the guys, I was like, hey, let's all just turn and watch this. They were getting a drink. I was like, let's all watch this. He makes this kick. Let's all start cheering for him. And he made it, and everybody started yelling for him. He got a big smile on his face, and just know that, hey, he's a part of our team. He's our family now. And I think he made 14 straight field goals that day in practice.
So we do have a kicker.
Yeah, so he's doing a great job. He has no clue sometimes what he's doing. He's out there. I had to help him put his shoulder pads on the other day. But, yeah, he's done a great job. And I'm excited to see him get to go out and have fun and do that as well. It'll be something different for him. But that's just another way of showing how our not just our athletics department, but our whole Bolivar family there at the school district all works together, and Coach Ingold doing everything he can to help us be successful and us trying to help him be successful. And it's the same thing with Coach Hoyt and Coach Ankrum and all the sports. So it's been great to see that and on a daily basis and walking those halls.
All right, we're going to send it back to the studio for some more commercials. We'll be back to talk about the 2025 defense in just a minute. You're watching the Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com and listening on Your Country 99.
That's good.
Let's face it, renter's insurance isn't top of mind until, well, it's top of mind. That's why it can be important as a renter to make sure you have the coverage you need at a price you can afford, because you've worked hard for your stuff, right? Your local State Farm agent is ready to help you choose the right renter's insurance that best fits your needs without the headache. Let's start helping protect your stuff with renter's insurance from State Farm today.
Diana Andrews, 326-2636.
HMI Fireplace is here to serve your community and promote local youth sports programs. It's in HMI's history to keep your home safe and to be on the ball when winter strikes. Come into HMI Fireplace and let them write up the best defense for Old Man Winter today. Look them up online at HMIFireplaceShop.com or give them a call.
No one warns you like
Drilling, the action of making a hole in something by boring with a drill. Sounds simple, right? Well, it's not, especially when it comes to water wells, geothermal drilling, and environmental monitoring. With over 20 years experience, Jeremy McCarthy and his crews at McCarthy Drilling will have your project completed efficiently and effectively using state-of-the-art drill rigs. Don't leave your drilling to just anyone. Contact the experts at McCarthy Drilling in Halfway. McCarthy Drilling done right.
All right, welcome back to the Coach's Corner. I can't hardly say that tonight. Here at Barge's Pizza on South Main Street, just off of the Bolivar Square. And we're going to talk now about your 2025 defense. Any changes there? A new coach. You moved offensive coach to defense, and Coach Conrad. And tell us about your philosophy there and some of your players.
Yeah, so whenever I told you, whenever I took over, trying to find that guy that can lead the other side of the ball. I knew I wanted to be heavily involved with the offense, and I went to maybe it was districts or I can't remember which basketball game it was, where the seniors were marching out and they said who their biggest influence was, and one of them said his biggest influence was Coach Conrad, and I was like, man, that means a lot to me to hear that the impact that he has on the students in that school. Now that's the guy I want running my defense, and he's done an outstanding job with that in terms of developing a scheme that he knows can be successful. He's got so many years of offensive experience, being an offense coordinator for years and coaching every position. He's just a football coach and wants to do whatever he can to help us win. And he's done a great job of forming a scheme that fits our players, that our guys can just go and play and they don't have to think as much, because the more they think, the more that their eyes are in different spots. Maybe they play a little slower. They don't just get to react and play football. So we've got a lot of great talent, but a lot of those guys are playing on both sides of the ball. So when we talk about the defense, you're going to hear a lot of similar names. And in the secondary, we've got a few different guys stepping up. Hunter Kozlowski is had a great summer for us. And then going into the other safety positions, we've got Evan Nichols, we've got Braden Long, some of those same guys you hear at receiver. You would expect them to step up and be those physical guys at the safety position. But then also out on the corners, we've got Brylan Stiggers, we've got Will Niven, we've got Evan Mortensen, some of those other receivers, those guys stepping up. Brylan's come on. He's a sophomore. Didn't get to play last year. Didn't play last year as a freshman. Sat out the year. He was still involved with the program, but now he's back. He's healthy. He's super strong, ready to go. And just his size makes an impact out there on the field. And because we didn't talk about him offensively, but he does a lot of great things defensively for sure. And linebacker position, that's where whenever you talk about tough and hard-nosed, those two dudes, Cale McCurry and Logan Bunn, they are two guys that will hit the fool out of you. And Cale has stepped up, had a great summer. Always the guy that's going to come up and ask you questions because he wants to be as good as he can. He wants to do everything he can to help us win games, and he wants to play at the highest level possible. Cale's done a great job. And then Logan, there's a lot of history there with the Bunn family and playing linebacker position. And his brother played for me at SBU. And Logan's a guy who's just the same. I mean, he's a guy who's going to go out and do everything he can to help us win. Extremely physical, not afraid to stick his nose in there on any run plays, and those guys are gonna feel it the next day whenever they wake up in the morning. So Logan's done a great job at linebacker, and then our two outside linebackers, Peyton Williamson, didn't talk about him much, but he's also going to help us a little bit offensively as a tight end anytime we go two tight ends. But he's a great outside linebacker. Him and Lucas are kind of anchoring both of those sides. They both have size. They both have range. They both got length that really kind of creates just visually for quarterbacks to see that height, to see that range out on the edge, kind of maybe change some things that he thinks of pre-snap. Like, oh, I think I can take this hitch, but I've also got that 6'3" outside linebacker standing out there on both sides, and maybe he's going to get his hand up there and knock it down. But also those guys are very physical. They do a great job of setting the edge, but they also have great cover skills, what you'd expect from the offensive players that we're going to throw the ball to downfield. And then defensive line, a lot of those same names, those offensive linemen play on both sides. Logan, our left tackle, is playing linebacker, but then you got Aiden, Sam, you've got Owen as a nose, and there were several times where I saw Owen getting blocked by 2 or 3 offensive linemen against Willard. I mean, he creates a mismatch and creates opportunities for other guys to make plays. You got to pay attention to him. I mean, he's a difference maker, but he couldn't do it without all those other guys as well. And Sam and Aiden, they both do a great job. On the defensive line as well. Their motor just is nonstop. They're making plays all over in the backfield. We saw that in the Jamboree, and we see it on a daily basis. And when we're running plays and we're trying to run plays against them offensively, they make it quite difficult for us to have success. And so we're really excited about that. Really excited to see our scheme, like I talked about, keeping it as simple as possible. But also they've got to know whenever an offense lines up in this, we got to make these checks and everybody be on the same page. It's not just the starters, because we're going to try and rotate guys to get them breaks so they're not having to play every single snap of the game, offensively, defensively, special teams. Obviously, we'd love that, but fourth quarter, we want to be known as a 4-quarter team that finishes games late. So we got to keep those guys fresh so they can stay focused and keep that same attitude that they attacked the first snap with at the last snap of the game. So I'm going to be cycling a lot of those guys through, but the defense staff, we had a defense emphasis practice today. was extremely sharp. I had a lot of great formation recognition, that type of stuff, and we're hoping that that's just going to continue on into to Friday night.
Well, we noticed right away the 3-4 defense. We hadn't seen that.
It's been a long time.
a long time.
It took us a minute, but we
Yeah.
And I like that defense, actually. And it's no different than if you got your outside linebackers are just like stand-up ends, but you jam that middle up with that nose guard. And I kind of like it. It was just something we hadn't seen in a long time here.
Yeah, it's also a part of just philosophy of your depth chart and your style of play based on, I mean, if we wanted to go 4 down, we could have done it, but then that's one more offensive lineman that's going to have to stay on the field probably and play defensive line, where we had the same approach at SBU for years where, okay, we can't go out and recruit as many defensive linemen that we want, but you can turn over a rock and recruiting and find a running back or a linebacker underneath it. I mean, you can find those guys anywhere. And we've got a lot of great talent at the running back, linebacker position that can help us at those. So that's our opportunity to possibly spell those guys out for a few plays, get them a breather, get them some water, and then get them right back out on the field. So that 3-4 style, and it just can create some different things by moving the safeties around, different things for the QBs to have to see, as opposed to your just 4-2-5 defense or 4-3 defense. Just creates some different things for them because now you have those outside linebackers, they can bring pressure from everywhere, but also those safeties can roll and do a lot of different things, and really just creates more things for the QB to think about, and that's what we're trying to do. And as long as they're all on the same page with the scheme and can go out and execute that, then we can play at a really high level.
And you already talked a little bit about the punter. So the same kid that's kicking is going to be punting, or do you have another punter?
Yeah, we've got him as a punter. Of course, everybody, whenever you say who else has experience, everybody raises their hand. Everybody wants to be a kicker and a punter. I believed a couple of them, and it was a one and done. They were off the field real quick, but they got their second to be on film in practice, so they can show their buddies, oh, look how bad this was. But no, Wyatt's done a great job with that. We do have a couple other guys that have stepped up, and in emergency situation, they can go out and do it because that's extremely important. We talk about the importance of our special teams and how many points a game that you get in that special teams unit, and we've got to win that phase. We've got to be great in that. We've talked about offensively, defensively all spring and through the summer, and the special teams. That's that other third, and we can't take that play off just as because, okay, well, I'm going to get my sub in because I want to take this play off before I go on defense or before I go on offense. That play is just as important or more important. So really getting those guys to buy in and do a great job there. So special teams has been a huge emphasis for us, but Wyatt, having him come out, has really added a weapon for us as from the kicking standpoint.
Well, we did add a new sponsor. We have the Roten Cleanworks extra point and field goal sponsor this year. So besides the Warwick touchdown, we're going to have that. Yeah. So hopefully we get to hear that a lot.
Oh, I hope so.
Well, we got about 2 minutes. We're going to go back to the studio, and then we're going to replace Coach with Big Mike here at Barges. Anything else you want to add before you?
We're excited to get going. I'm really excited to see our team go out and compete. The support from the Bolivar community for our program has been unbelievable. The support walking the halls, just the excitement from our school, and it starts with our superintendent all the way down. Dr. Medley comes over and tells us how great the jamboree looks and how excited everybody is, and you get to see that all the way down, and all the teachers coming up, and so there's just a great excitement. I'm just really excited to see our guys go out and compete, but also see how they grow and see how they continue to face adversity and how they stay together, because it's not, I mean, we haven't proven anything yet. We haven't won a game. We haven't gone out and even played a snap yet, so we still got a lot to prove as a program. And it's not just all going to be about the wins. It's going to be how we handle every single moment throughout a season, all the moments, the adversity that we face. That's really going to kind of mold those guys. And so that's what I am most looking forward to. They put in the work. Now it's time for us to go out there and just see where it's going to go versus a great team in Osage.
All right. Well, we thank you for your time. Again, good luck Friday night against the Osage Indians. Kickoff at Placer Stadium at 7 o'clock. Going to be a cool night, too.
Yeah.
That'd be a great
Come out and support it. Come out and support the Liberators.
Fill up the stadium over there, and we will send it back to the studio. We'll be back, and hopefully we got some Barge's pizzas coming. We can show you how good it looks, and we'll taste a little bit and tell you how good it is as well. We'll introduce you to Big Mike, and then we're going to pick some games in the conference. We'll maybe have some kind of little tournament, have some chocolate chips involved, something, see who wins that. And we'll go back to the studio. We'll be right back with Coach's Corner on MoSportsZone.com and Your Country 99.
Bold transformations start at MD Lux Aesthetics and Med Spa in Bolivar. Lose weight with personalized solutions. Balance your body with expert hormone therapy. Revitalize your skin with powerful laser treatments. And refresh your look with precision injections. Every journey begins with a $50 consultation credited towards your service when you move forward. Find them on Facebook or find them behind Bill Roberts Chevrolet. Step into the future of beauty and wellness where cutting-edge science meets self-care. MD Lux Aesthetics and Med Spa.
Mid-Missouri Bank has crossed another huge benchmark. They've paid their Midmo customers more than $8 million in Casasa rewards. Join Midmo in the race to $10 million. Get in on your share of the earnings today. Whether it's cash back on debit card swipes or a high interest rate on checking and savings account balances, Midmo Bank pays you for the spending activity you're probably already doing. You deserve more for your money. How does more money sound? Open an account in minutes at openaccounts.midmobank.com. Mid-Missouri Bank. Member FDIC.
Pickup truck, sports car, motorcycle, minivan, townhouse, two-story, farmhouse, fixer-upper. What you drive and where you live is different for everyone, so it's important to have insurance that fits your needs and is just right for you. At Shelter Insurance, we understand that, which is why our agents help you design a comprehensive auto, home, and life insurance plan. Insurance that fits just right.
Ask Craig Lehman about Shelter's auto, home, and life options.
Welcome back to Barge's Pizza on South Main Street, just off the Bolivar Square. It is Coach's Corner here on MoSportsZone.com and Your Country 99. And we're joined now by Mike, the owner of Barge's.
Hey, guys.
What's up, Big Mike?
Not much. How you guys doing?
We're all no strangers. We've played a lot of golf together, hung out around here. You ran the Country Club restaurant for a long time. You were here once, came back, and now you're down here.
A couple times. Yeah.
So you bought Barge's how long ago?
We bought it April 1st and opened up May 1st.
Okay. And how's it going down here?
It's going very well. Really enjoying it. Summer was a little bit quiet with all the kids being gone and everything, but seems to be picking back up. So we're really happy about that.
Full menu. Tell us about your menu.
Full menu. We've got appetizers, calzones, which is one of our most popular things. Several different specialty pizzas, some toasties, which are our sandwiches. 8 or 11-inch subs, and then we have some delicious dessert pizzas. And
garlic knots.
The garlic knots are about as popular. I've made about 20 orders of them tonight. So.
Okay. And the pasta, of course, the pasta.
Pasta's very good. Yes, I always forget about the pasta.
I never forget the pasta.
Salad bar,
and buffet on Sundays.
Oh, buffet on Sundays.
Pizza buffet and salad bar on Sundays from 11 to 2.
I'll have to remember that one.
So.
And we ordered a Liberator, which is,
of course.
Tell us.
Liberator is going to be salami, sausage, banana peppers, and tomatoes.
And then we also ordered a Barge.
Well,
the Barge. What's the Barge?
All meat, baby. All meat.
The Barge. Give me a Barge. I mean, look at this table. We are 4 candidates for a heart attack. We need another Barge. And what are your hours here, Mike?
Well, hours are we are closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. We will take catering orders those days, though. Our hours Wednesdays and Thursdays are 11 to 8. And then Friday and Saturday, we are 11 to 9. And then Sunday right now, we're 11 to 5, with the buffet being 11 to 2.
Okay. And any possibility of being open after the football games?
Oh, 100%. We will be open after all the home football games.
Great.
Win or lose, but we're going to get all wins. So
I hear there's going to be streaming down here as well.
Yes, we will be watching the games on the TV. So if later in the year, if it gets a little cold for you, come on in and watch the games and root on the Liberators here.
Have some pizza. All right. Well, for years, Sutton and I, we've get to know all these media people, and they said, where can we go afterwards and get something to eat?
Sure. And that's exactly what we wanted.
2 fast food places to drive through.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what we wanted. We want the Liberator family, the players, the
crowd,
the parents and everything, the media come in afterwards, celebrate a big win, have some good food.
Cry about a
we're not going
win.
We're not going to talk about that part.
We might cry.
I mean, if we have to, we have to. But we're not going to talk about that part.
But it'd still be a good place.
Absolutely, absolutely. We'd love to see everybody out here after that, before and after.
And how late will you stay on Friday nights?
We're planning on 10 to 10:30, but if we're if we're rocking, we'll stay.
All right, your personal favorite here.
Oh boy, honestly, my personal favorite is the Lonely Hearts Club,
which is
sausage, green peppers, and onions, and then ricotta cheese.
Okay. And does that have a white sauce or a red sauce?
It's got a red sauce.
Red sauce.
Yeah.
I saw one that had a white sauce. What is it?
That is actually, we got a couple of them. A couple of them that are ranch based, which is your chicken bacon ranch or your buffalo chicken. And then we have a pizza named after our youngest son, Milo. That's going to be an Alfredo based with
that's what I like, Alfredo based.
Chicken, mushrooms, and onions.
Sounds pretty darn good.
I'll tell you, I've been coming down at least once a week and getting. I like that toasty, the Italian.
That's the Italian.
Well, I'm gonna tell you right now, that's some kind of good. So
it's my favorite toasty. Yeah. Yes.
So what we're going to do here, Mike, each week we're going to pick. All four of us are going to pick games in the Ozark Mountain Conference.
Okay.
So we need to determine right now what's the prize going to be. What's the winner going to get?
Oh, that's a good question.
A Barger's pizza.
There you go.
Well, that really might not be fair.
Oh no, I eat it every day, so we're good.
So the three losers have to buy a winner.
That's right.
The Barge's pizza of his choice.
All inclusive trip to Cancun.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
Well, I better start studying up there.
All right, so we did mention the Liberators are going to start off with Osage. That's a team that, guys, they whopped us last year.
Hey,
kind of really
caught us off guard.
Yeah,
they were better than we thought.
Yeah, they boat raced
Once we left
us.
there, they were better than we thought. Yeah.
So we have the Liberators this year hosting Osage, and we'll start with Mr. Medley. Who you got?
I've got to go with the Liberators. I cannot bet against them ever.
No.
All right. Clay?
Well, you're going to have to put me in that same boat. I'll be with the Liberators on that.
Mike?
100%.
I'm going with the Liberators as well. I really like, last year our quarterback situation wasn't really settled at the start of the game.
A little shaky.
Numbers were down. Numbers are up this year. I'm going with the Liberators.
I believe we had 15 false starts that first game.
Oh yeah, it was ugly.
It was refreshing to see almost zero at the other night.
Yeah.
I think we had 3 flags. We had one illegal procedure and 2 holding penalties.
And we were lined up offside for one of them just out of mistake. No anything jumped. It was refreshing.
So the next game, Branson will travel to Harrison to take on the Goblins. Of course, Branson, the Ozark Mountain Conference champions last year, and they're going to go to take on the Goblins. And I haven't heard anything about Harrison in a while.
Harrison's been good for a while.
It's pretty good.
I'm going to go with Harrison just because it's against Branson.
Well, yeah. You know what? I'm going to stick in conference right there. I will go with Branson. They've just they've got lots of numbers and they've been putting a good product out there.
Agreed.
They got beat up for a lot of years, and last year, they came into the Ozark Mountain Conference and they are trying to do the beating instead of taking the beating. So I'm going to go with Branson on that.
Mike?
I'm going to go with Branson. They looked awful good last year.
I'm going with Branson too. All right, and the next one, West Plains will be hosting Mountain Home, the Bombers out of Arkansas.
Out of Arkansas, 2 Arkansas teams.
And they might as well be in Arkansas, West Plains.
I've been to West Plains. It's hard at West Plains. I'm going to go with West Plains.
All right.
Yeah, it's a tough place to play. We've been in there several times and get out by the skin of our teeth, and we consider ourselves lucky. I think we blew them out one time down there, but tough place to play. A lot of fan base down there, so I'm going to go with West Plains.
Mike?
I'm going to go with West Plains with some of the stories that I've heard.
They're all true.
I will stick with that one with the home team.
Well, I'm going to go with West Plains too. It's hard to beat the Zizzers down there in Howell County, and don't know much about Mountain Home. They were pretty good about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
They've had some coaching changes. Actually, the coach from West Plains, the old coach, went down there. There was a lot of those guys double dipping into Arkansas.
Different set,
got a new coach coming into Logan Rogersville this year. Joel Wells, he started out at Cassville. Went to Nixa. He was up in Kansas City. He was at Washington. He retired from here. He went down to Arkansas and double dipped, and he had some good teams down there.
And now he's back.
And this is kind of a strange one because Central dropped their football late in the season. They were supposed to go to Hillcrest, but now Van Horn is going to come out of the Kansas City area, is going to come down and take on the Hornets.
I was not.
I'm going with Van Horn.
That really surprised me. They did drop their program 2 weeks ago, and so Van Horn stepping up. Don't know a lot about them. I don't believe they're only like a 2A or 3A, aren't they?
I think they're 4A.
Are they 4A?
They used to be a 5A. They're a pretty big size.
I thought that they'd lost a bunch of numbers up there, but okay. I'm going to go with Van Horn.
Mike?
I don't know anything about Van Horn, but I'm going to listen to these fellas here.
Well, here's where I'm going to get my win. I'm going with the Hornets.
Here we go.
I'm going with Hillcrest. And then one for you, Capital City. The new school up at Jeff City. They're going to travel to JC's going to travel to CJ. They're going to Carl Junction. And didn't Capital City, they made a run in basketball.
They made a run in basketball, right.
Yes. They did. What do you think, Suddy?
I'm going to have to go with CJ on that. It's a long trip from JC to CJ.
And that's kind of a tough place to play like West Plains.
It's a hard place to play as well.
Boy, it's tough.
You have a hard time betting on Capital City.
Capital City wasn't around when I was up there. There was only one high school, public high school, and that was the Jaybirds. I think I'm going to go ahead and go with CJ.
Okay, Mike?
I was the same. I've been reading a little bit about Capital City, and it hasn't been all roses on that one. So
I'm going with CJ too. That's just a tough place to play. Here we go. Marshfield at Parkview. They start off with a in-house opponent in the conference, and Marshfield, pretty good team last year. Parkview has some athletes. We saw them in the Jamboree.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Suddy?
I'm going for the big upset here and picking Parkview.
Okay.
Going with Parkview.
Yeah.
I'm going to stay with Marshfield on this.
Mike?
Same, Marshfield.
Gosh, I don't know. I'm going to go Parkview. And last but not least, we talked about Joel Wells going to Logan Rogersville. They are going to be traveling to Reed Spring, an old conference foe from the old COC Small, and a program in Class 2 and 3 that's been pretty good throughout the years. New coach, but a good coach in Joel Wells. What do you think, Suddy?
I'm going with Wells.
Okay, you're going Log Rog.
Absolutely. He's going to make a difference down there, I believe.
Logan Rogersville.
Mike?
Same, Logan Rogersville. Those facilities are pretty good.
I'm going to go with the Logan Rogersville as well. So we'll keep track of this from week to week and see who's winning, who's losing, and there'll be some crow eating and spread around here in this deal.
We wouldn't do that.
As usual.
We wouldn't do that to each other.
So is that different from many other years?
No, not really.
It's not any different than anything we talk about. If we can't harass each other, we're probably not. We're really mad at one another. So
absolutely.
But that is going to just about wrap it up for. Thank you, Mike, for being a great host. Looking forward to this every week. We're going to bring some more people in throughout the week, guys. Thank you. Thanks, Ken, for being our audio and video man over there. We're working the bugs out. 7 o'clock tip-off from Placer Stadium. We'll be on there at 6:45 with the pregame show. And anything you guys want to add?
We got Cash and who back at the station?
I don't know who the other one was. He didn't introduce him. I can tell Cash's voice, but
yeah, and I apologize. I cannot remember the young man's name. Wesley.
Yep.
There we go. All right. Cash and Wesley handling the board back at the station for us. And they every time we get to go out and talk on the radio and everything, we can't do it without them back there at the station.
And, of course, we want to thank our fine sponsors, Barge's Pizza, Shelter Insurance, Craig Lehman Agency, Bill Grant Ford, McCarthy Drilling, Deanna Andrews, State Farm Insurance, CNC Farm and Home Supply, Animal Care Clinic, Mid-Missouri Bank, HMI Fireplace, MD Lux, and Grand Missouri Bank. That's going to wrap it up for us. See you 7 o'clock or 6:45 Friday night.
Looking forward to it. Cool weather. Come on out.
Come on.